It's 1978. You're deep in the heart of Texas, and that is where the plot of The Minstrel Killer, aka the Blackface Killer, a combination of slasher and thriller, takes place. So somebody's killing people, and it's reminiscent to the old way that people used to do slaves back in the day. It turns out to be a blackface killer, but because he's a minstrel killer, nobody realizes that. They all think he's black. This leaves the door open for quite a few racist terms, the type of which that I probably hear every day in Tennessee, but you might not hear it. So if you're offensive of racist stuff, you might not want to watch this, but still, it's a fun movie. It's got a pretty cool plot because we got a detective chasing after the minstrel killer. It just so happens his wife slept with a black guy. So, there's your comedy elements. There's your plot. It all goes together with a very charismatic minstrel killer who does quite funny things at different points in the film, like dancing a little jig and other somewhat characteristic old-school black stereotype stuff. Nonetheless, it's got some gore, it's got some cool kills, we got some chase sequences, we got the story taking quite a turn in the middle as cannibals come into play and other such things, and who knows what else. I don't want to spoil it for you, but the film is still fun. It might end a little weak, you might not care for the ending that much, but it's still a pretty good movie, and I think overall you're going to be pretty entertained with what you end up with, because I think the minstrel killer, blackface killer, the gimmick is it works out pretty well. Our main detective is pretty cool. There's not really no leading lady to really fall behind, although there's quite a few attractive ones in the film. And it does capture that old school feel quite well, which is hard to do, especially in a day when everybody's trying to capture it. So you got to do a little something to stand out in the pack, and I think having a blackface killer is probably the right way to go, especially with the way everybody's all uptight these days. So it kind of kicks the door open and makes a bit of a statement. And it also entertains while it does it. So if that sounds good to you, I would definitely check out The Minstrel Killer, aka the Blackface Killer, from Whack Films and MVD.